Hi guys. So in last two videos, what we did, we created user management class. We added one get specific user details method, and we automated one of our test case. So the test case what we have automated is test case 003, third one. Okay. So this we automated. Now in this class, what we are going to do, we are going to add one more generic method in user management helper class to create user. Okay, so last time what we did, we added to get user, right? Where is that user management helper class? Yeah, get specific user details. Likewise, we'll create to uh, create user means add new user. Okay. Okay, and guys, I will be doing so many mistakes in this video while automating things, just to make you sure, like when in real time when you will be doing automation, right, you will be facing those problems everyone used to face, so even you people will also be facing, and I'll tell you how to debug and how to reach to conclusion and what step you have to take. Okay, so just bear with me and let's get started. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, control V. Okay, so get specific user details instead of add new user. Okay, add new user. So the test data we will be getting in form of this only, and this id is not required, right? So in post method, what will happen, we need payload, right? To get payload, string payload, k is equal to, see, we have created some method in our user pozo class to create payload, right? This is get user, this is get user. See, this is what it was creating payload, and with the help of this json it was returning in the form of string. Okay, json dot to json, and it was returning us in the form of string. Okay, so we'll use this method to generate this payload. And what was that payload? So this is what that payload is. Okay, so this is what that payload is. So now, so to use this method, what we have to do, we have to create one user pozo class, right? Then only we'll able to do that. So user pozo class, so user pozo class we already have. So just use this user pozo class. Let me remove this user pozo dot control space get user payload, right? And what test data it needs, whatever test data is coming from here. Okay, perfectly fine. Now it will return as the required payload. Okay, now going here, response we will be fetching from utils, and instead of get request we will be using post request. Okay, so let me write it p control space this post is there. See, the post, for post we have first value as first parameter as url and the second parameter as body. Okay, so let me select this. Okay, the url is, okay, just okay, url dot add user, right? So this is what it is, and the body should be this payload, right? And let me remove this unnecessary extra code. Perfectly fine, no error, right, till now. See, now what it will do, with using this it will create the payload, and that payload we will be passing in our post request. Okay, okay, then we will be verifying whether the response is 200 or not for that post request, and then after it will throw exception. If the status code is not 200 in the response, then it will throw exception. So what exception message we can print? Fail to add user. Okay, fail to add new user, okay, and and fail to add new user using API. Which API? This API, right? Okay, using, perfect. Okay, using API. Let me put one column also. Using API this, and the response body is this one, and the response body is this one. Okay, this will be perfectly fine, right? Now, see, this is ready, like add new user. Now using this, we will be automating our next test case. Which test case? This test case. Okay, so let us see what is the requirement. Add new user and verify number of users should get increased by 1. Okay, along with name, Aadhaar and card ID. Okay, okay, and what is this is what the assertion we have to do. So let us go to our test manage test user manage. This is what the test case we have written. Okay, so let me create one. Okay, let me put some comment over here. Okay, now let me copy this whole test case. Okay, and paste it. Now instead of, see here, enable, see there is in test engine, no, if you'll pass like this, okay, enabled is equal to false, then it will not run. When you'll run test case, no, it will not run as test engine, because it is not enabled. So if enabled is equal to true, then only it will run, or else if you'll not provide this, then also it will run. It means like enabled is equal to true only. Okay, so now what is the test case? We are adding new user, right? So let me change the name. Add new user. Okay, perfectly fine. Now add new user. This is the response we need to do assertions. Then after test data. Okay, and read JSON file. Okay, which JSON file we need to read? Okay, this JSON file, right? Add user. Okay. Okay, see, add user, it will read from which file? This JSON file only, right? Same JSON file. Where is that? Sorry. Yeah, this JSON file, and then the folder name is also same. So this is perfectly fine. Now test data is ready with us. Now users dot, see, get a specific user details. No, we are interested in add new user. Okay, perfectly fine. Now what it will do, whatever response will come, it will do pretty print for that, and status code also it will fetch, and it will do a session, and what and all value we need to assert. Oh, sorry, I have deleted that. Okay, let me copy it once again. Copy it, and yeah, let me paste it over here. Control V. Let me comment it. So asserting status code as 200. Okay, so this is done. Asserting status code as 200. Now what is the second thing? We have to assert the number of users should be increased by 1. So before going to do that, what we need to do, we need to fetch like how many user details are there. Okay, so how we can do that? Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we need to create one more method, okay, inside that user management helper class, to get the users. So get a specific user we have done, right? But get all users we haven't done, right? So let me quickly create one to get all users. Okay, so that when we will get that, then we can get the count and we can do further step for that. Okay, so let me add one more, and instead of get all users. Okay, get all users. So in that url dot get users, see, get users is there. In that get user we don't need, and here we need to write just get, and what is that, let me check, get users, and go here, click here. This is what it is. Okay, perfectly fine. So now, so get user, this payload is not required, so let me delete that. Okay, response utils dot get this, and it will return the response. Just failed to get user list. Graduate get users list, available user list. Okay, available user list using this API and add dot get users, right? So this is what it is. Okay, and the response is this one. If it will fail, it will print the failed response. Okay, the exception it is going to print over there. So this is perfectly fine. Now let us try this one. Okay, go here, test management. Okay, so let me do one thing first. See, the first one is we should get the first count, right? Then only we can check whether it is increased by one or not after adding that. Okay, so now okay, read JSON file. This JSON file is not required because we are not going to use anything. Just our straightforward API is this one, and it will fetch the response. So it doesn't need this, but we need this in for this one when we will be adding it. So let it be here. So first let me do one thing. Response. Okay, users. Okay, let me write it all users. Okay, is equal to which one it is there, which helper class, user management helper class, right? So for that what we have, users, right? So users dot get all users, right? Get all users, and this is required test data. Why test data is required? Test data is not required, right? Because we are not sending anything. So let me update this. This test data is not at all required, so it doesn't want to use this. Okay, perfectly fine. So now where we were writing here, yeah. So this is what it is having, all the user details. Okay, now let me do one thing from this response. What we can, so what logic we can use to get the count. Okay, so you can see here when we are hitting this, okay, we are getting 4 users, right? See, 1 2 3 4 users are there, and all are having names. Okay, so it means like if I'll fetch the name of all the users, then that count, if I will tell, then also it will be telling me like how many users are there, right? Correct, or else date of birth, or else ID, anything you can take, right? So let me take name. Okay, so what we will do, so it is, see, the return type of this is JSON array. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to type string. Okay, string and string, actually it is list of string. Okay, list of string it will be. Okay, and users. Okay, user is equal to what to do, JSON path dot JSON path dot from this one. Okay, from this one dot get body dot as string. Okay, and what we want to get, dot get name. Okay, so inside this we need to provide the name. Okay, and just put it like this. Now what is this error? So get method JSON path refers, it is telling it is missing. Okay, let me check this. Let me first import java.util. Okay, now okay, this is done perfectly fine. See, so now it is returning how many, like instead of users, let me put the names. Okay, now we need to know the count. Okay, so integer initial count. Okay, initial count is equal to, instead of initial, users count. Okay, okay, is equal to names dot size, right? This will give us like how many users are there. So for here it will give you 4 users. Currently we have 4 users, right? So in current situation it will give 4 users, or whatever situation will be there, no, it will always give. So whatever how many users will be there, it will always return that. Okay, now coming to adding user. Okay, So now here we can see, to add user we need test data, and test data it is reading from there. Where it is reading from? It is reading from user management. Okay, from add user, inside user management test.json under this folder. Okay, now add user, we are passing this, then we are fetching the response, then we are getting the status code. Status code we got. So we got the status code. Now what is our expectation here is, like, we need to verify the name, address and card ID, right? So sorry, it should be card ID. Okay. So now to do that, we need to fetch that from the response. So what is the response we have? This is what the response we have. Okay, so response dot get name, so name will come. Okay, perfectly fine. Okay, name, and this is Aadhaar number. The next one was, what was our expectation? Was Aadhaar card, right? So office details dot office address, sorry, address details dot office address dot Aadhaar number. Oh sorry. Okay, let me check that. Where is that Aadhaar number? So office address details, then Aadhaar number, right? So address details, then Aadhaar number. This is fine. Now the next one is, okay, let me put this name, Aadhaar number. Okay, now what is the next one? Next one expectation is card ID, right? So to fetch that card ID, we have, what we have to do? We have to go to address details, then office address, and then this card ID, right? So address details dot office address dot card ID. Okay, so this is like we are fetching it from response, right? So card ID. Okay, perfectly fine. Now what we have to do, we have all these things, right? So we can verify the status code, so name, Aadhaar and card ID. Okay, let me write these things first. So here, test data dot get expected name, right? Okay, what was the key there? Let me make it parallel so that, yeah. So expected name, this is what the expected name is. Okay, so here expected name, control V, perfectly fine. So now this is what it is name, right? So we just copy this one and we can fit this. The first one we are expecting, this one should give name. Now the next one is Aadhaar number, right? So get this Aadhaar card. Okay, go here and paste it over here. And the second data is Aadhaar number, right? See here what we are doing, we are fetching it from the test data from here, and this Aadhaar number we are fetching it from the response, what response we get after adding. Okay, so now Aadhaar number, this is Aadhaar number. What is the third one? Third one is card ID, right? So let me paste it here, card ID, and go here. What is that? Expected card ID. Okay, so just paste it over here. So expected card ID. Now what is the last one here? Expected status code, right? So status code, and what status code we have fetched it from response? This is what the status code we have fetched, right? So we should paste it over here. Now till here we are good. Okay, and let me run this. And no, one more thing we need to verify, right? We need to assert the count got increased by 1. Okay, so for that what we have to do, uh, let me, so these details came, whatever we wanted for our assertion all came, just count is missing, right? So now, so we can use this. Okay, again we will fetch, after adding we will again will fetch the list of users, and then we again in similar fashion we get the names, all the names, and we'll take the count. Suppose 5 different users are there, then 5 count will come. If 6 will be there, then 6 will become. Okay, so let me copy this and paste it over here. Okay, now all users after adding new user. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, now names after adding, and initial, not initial count, count after adding new user. Okay, count after adding new user. Now so users dot get all users, so it will fetch the list of all the users. Then what it will do, it will fetch the names. Okay, json path dot all users dot get body. All users, not all users. This should be fetching from this, because here we response came no update. After updating, the response is coming here, right? So here we need to paste it. Perfectly fine. Now now from this we need to get the count, right? Here we have all the names, so names dot size. So what it will give, it will give the you to this one. Okay, now here what we can do, see, this is what the count it came. Okay, from response. And now initially before adding the user, this is what the data we were having, right? Where is that session? Yeah, here. So comma this one. Okay, so what will happen when after adding, this will get increased by 1. Okay, so if we will increase here for assertion, like whatever initial count came, just you add 1, and after that when you'll fetch the count, no, it should be like same. So this is what the expectation is. Okay, okay. So now let's go and check what how many users are available currently, okay, in our application. So here you can see currently we have one user with ID 1, another user with ID 6, and the third one with ID 9, and the fourth one is with ID 12. Okay, so total 4 is there. Okay, after adding, it should get count should get 5. Okay, now let me go, or let me debug it. Okay. So just right click here, click on this, and step by step we will be checking whether our automation scripts datas are proper or not. Okay, so now is this error? Okay, let it go. So here, see, here we got initial count. See, here it is telling 4, right? So this 4 will be okay. Let me clear all these things. We'll keep it over there. Okay, so just to keep anything in watch list, we can do right click, go here, add it. So initial count it was 4. Now we are reading the test data. So if you want to see what and all is there in test data, currently we don't have anything because we haven't initialized till now. See, our breakpoint is here. So just you press F6. Okay, so the soon you will press F6, this will get analyzed, but still it don't have any data because we haven't read till now, right? So after execution of this line, all data will should come over there. Okay, press F6. See, all data came, whatever test data expected and all those things should be there. Okay, where is that expected? Yeah, here expected name and all those things is there, right? Okay, now this is what the add user API we are going to hit, right? So see, just let me F6. What F6 will do, it will hit in one shot itself. It will execute whole line. Okay, and it will come to the next line. So this is what the API it hit. Okay, see, post and slash users. Okay, and this is what the body they have given. Okay, and response.prettyprint if field again F6. So it will print the response. See, response came. Now one user ID got added with the ID as 27, name and other details what we have provided in the JSON file. Okay, now press F6. Okay, now fetch the name. See, now we fetch the name, right? See, name is coming as Suraj, right? Let me put you here. See, my name is coming Suraj. Likewise, F6, F6. So Aadhaar number is coming this one, and card ID is coming employee 002. Okay, perfectly fine. Now, now these details are there with us. Now what we have to do, we have added one user. Now we should fetch the count, like after addition season, what is the count of the users? Okay, now present in DB. So let me press F6 again. Okay, again F6. Okay, then again F6. So now let's keep it in watch list. Okay, see here, now it is 5. See, initially how much it was? It was 4, right? Now after adding, it became 5. Yes, perfectly fine. This is what we were expecting, right? Now F6, F6, F6. Yeah, let me press F8. We'll get to know. why it is failing. Let me go and debug it. Okay, so it got failed, right? So here it is telling why it got failed. Okay, so name was perfect. This is also perfect. This is also perfect. This is also perfect. But okay, okay. See here, whenever it is coming in this bracket, no, it is like we are taking it as an integer. Okay, and some place we are taking it as a string. That's what this error is. Where here it is perfectly fine. Here in status code it is failing, right? So where is the status code we are fetching? Get the status code. See here we are fetching it, but we are not converting it into integer. Okay, and here we are trying to compare that with this integer status code, right? That's what it is failing. So now what we have to do, we have to convert this to integer. Okay, expected status code. To convert any string to integer, what you have to do? Integer dot parse int. Okay. Okay, sorry, dz.percent. Let's close this bracket. Yeah, now it is perfect. Now it should be running fine. Okay, yeah, see it is passing now. Now everything is perfectly fine. So now what we can do, okay, let's format it. So whenever, like, one thing you should always remember, whenever you write your automation scripts, right, you should always give comment. Okay, proper comment, so that if any other person will come, no, they will get to know like what exactly you are trying to do in these steps. So here what we are doing, we are trying to fetch the count of by hitting get users api we are we are trying to get users count. Okay, we're trying to get the users count. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Now here what we are doing, here we are doing reading test data from JSON files and storing those in map object. Okay, in map object. See here, so how nice it is. Like if anybody will come, no, they'll get to know with these two input, these two lines, what you are trying to do. Okay, then here we are using above fetched data to create, to add new user, right? To add new user. Perfectly fine. Now after adding user here, fetching status code. Okay, good, perfectly fine. Here extracting name, Aadhaar and card ID from response. Okay, perfectly fine. Now here, after adding new user, we are trying to get count count by hitting get all users API. Okay, and here we are asserting, we are doing assertions here, right? Perfectly fine. Good, these two lines are extra. Let me delete this. Okay, perfectly fine. So see, this is what it is. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you in next video. Okay, bye bye.